In the meantime, let's just go over the key highlights and the big announcements that came in from the RIL AGM yesterday and what the implications could be for the stock. We have Karan Taurani joining in from Elara Capital, as well as Balaji Subramanian from IIFL Securities. Gentlemen, morning. Great to have you both on. Balaji, if I could come to you on all the Jio-related announcements, and there were several, right? A lot of talk about the air fiber, the Jio AI cloud, the 100 GB of free data, so on and so forth. And also, of course, the sort of the big statement about the business doubling over the next 2 to 3 years. What were your big takeaways? And purely from a stock point of view, do you think there'll be a disappointment because there's no indication at all of a listing right now, though the business plans obviously seem to be very, very impressive and on track, perhaps?
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me on the show. So firstly, to take this big picture call of Reliance talking about doubling of revenue and EBITDA of Jio platforms over the next 3 to 4 years, I think that target appears reasonable. So, the key drivers here to look forward would be the tariff hikes that the industry took a couple of months back. And my sense is that we are in for another round of tariff hikes, maybe in the next 12 to 18 months. So, between these two tariff hikes and the continued subscriber addition, as well as the fact that Jio Air Fiber would continue to see subscriber additions, which would come in at a significantly higher ARPU compared to where the mobility ARPUs are. I think in the next at least 4 years, the revenue and EBITDA doubling target appears achievable. As far as Jio Air Fiber is concerned, the chairman yesterday was talking about a target of adding 1 million customers every 30 days and a medium-term target of somewhere around 100 million households. So if you see, there the progress has been steady, at least in terms of the in terms of the subscriber additions. There has been an acceleration, but I wouldn't rule out at some later point in time maybe entry lower priced plans. So even if you look at the FTTH offerings, Jio had started at 399 and subsequently they came out with a 198 plan. So I wouldn't rule out something similar also happening in Jio Air Fiber at some point in time, which I think would probably help them move closer towards the target that they have set for themselves. As far as the Jio AI cloud is concerned, the 100 GB storage for Jio customers, I think those are all different ways in which you try to improve customer stickiness and lower churn, because that is one extra reason for a customer to probably hold on to his Jio SIM. So I don't know how effective that will be in terms of subscriber additions, but at least that appears to be a good customer retention strategy.
Just a point, since now that we don't have the immediate trigger of a carve out and a listing, I guess it boils down to now going back and seeing what happens at that ARPU level as well. So Balaji, there, one of your peers at a different brokerage, I think it was UBS, brought a very thought-provoking piece. Now, their contention is that while we've seen some tariff hike announcements, the question is the trickle-down effect and the sustainability, because their contention is that maybe customers will start downtrading. And you also just mentioned slightly lower price packs, right? So net, what is the effect of the last round of tariff hikes that you see? Has it completely percolated in the first quarter itself? And what more would you expect and pencil in on tariffs and ARPU for Jio as we roll along?
So historically, what we have seen is that at least in the last time, when I say last time, I'm talking about the end 2021 tariff hikes. The headline tariffs went up by about 20%, and if you see the kind of revenue flow through that happened, it was around 14-15%, because there was some down trading and there was some SIM consolidation, which I think will probably play out this time also. So my sense is that that one can probably expect somewhere around a 14-15% kind of a revenue uplift from the tariff hike that what just got announced. So maybe, we will see the full benefit of that coming in only by 3Q, because you have people on 3-month packs, etc. They would have locked in the earlier tariffs sometime in the end of June, and by the time they are on the higher new tariffs, it could be late September, October. So net, I think it will probably take a couple of quarters by when you will have the tariff hike flowing through into the revenue. So that is what I would think. As in somewhere around, so Jio was at has been around 180 rupees ARPU. That will probably go up to somewhere around 205, 210 once the entire tariff hike gets into the base.
Okay, all right, got it. So let's see third quarter onwards how this shapes up, and of course the implications of all the Diwali launches that will happen with respect to Jio AI Cloud as well. Karan, thanks for joining in. So I'm sure you heard the speech as well and all the highlights. There was a lot of mention of the media businesses as well. I remember that Mr. Mani's statement that the time has come perhaps for India to challenge sort of the intellectual domain of media, global media. So that was interesting from our perspective as well. But you tell us what stood out for you, and what are the key takeaways and the stock implication, if any.
Hi, morning. I think in terms of the key takeaways, it's very clear that they really want to scale up the Jio fiber business, and as mentioned by us, whatever deal that is happening right now in terms of RIL Disney, last mile support is of utmost important because I think digital is a business of scale. And in case you want to go to a large customer base, you need last mile support so that you can kind of raise ARPUs over a period of time. So the plan is very clear that bundle these kind of offerings, provide the customer the content and the pipe to use that content, or the bandwidth rather. So I think it's very ambitious plan. I think it's good. We'll have to see in terms of how these things actually work out. And the only key is user experience. So I think if Jio Cinema is able to match up the user experience of global counterparts like Netflix, Amazon, and even Disney, and so on and so forth, we can see Jio Cinema becoming the largest app in India today, and even challenge the likes of YouTube India. So there is potential for scale, and execution is key from here on.
Okay, all right, gentlemen. Thank you for the quick call and some quick perspective on of course what we've seen and heard at the Reliance AGM yesterday. Thanks for joining in.